Why open data? Well, that question can be taken in two different ways. Why do we open data, and why is open data important? For Montgomery County, we open data because it's part of the underlying principles of transparency and openness, and that's been a priority of the county executive and the county in general for many, many years. So now that we have the tools that enable us to do that in a much more efficient way, that's why open data. But we're also starting to understand and realize some of the benefits of open data beyond just transparency. There's a significant economic development component to it. There's a significant efficiency component to opening up data, and that's why we've done it, and that's why the county executive and the county council and our Department of Technology Services has taken such an active and interested role in making sure that we open data. Internally, open data is a significant opportunity from department to department. Whether you're the courts or the correctional facility or the police department or the Health and Human Services group, there's some data that they share or don't share among themselves, and they do it at great effort. Creating open data opportunities, both externally and internally, allow those departments to operate more efficiently. There's a significant externally facing component to open data. Because we're opening it up to not just ourselves internally, we're opening it up to the public. We have open data town halls, we have webinars, we have a lot of different outreach mechanisms to understand what people want. It's not without effort that we open data, and we want to make sure that we're opening the right data. Not all data is created equal. We want to make sure that we're prepping and cleaning and maintaining data that people are actually going to be using. Because if we've entered into that compact with the public, that we're going to open a piece of data, we're going to do it permanently. And so we take that seriously. We take that compact with a degree of seriousness that I think sets us apart. I think it's important that counties and cities and countries collaborate on data, mainly in the standards space. It's going to be real hard for us to compare our performance, on an apples to apples basis with other counties or other cities, nation to nation, without some degree of standards or some degree of protocol that allow us to do that. And that conversation's happening right now. Socrata's involved in that conversation, Montgomery County's involved in that conversation. Until we do that, it'll be really hard for us to understand how we're doing in the grand scheme of things. If we continue to just look at ourselves and continue to improve ourselves, that's great. But understanding what sets us apart from another county and then closing that gap or helping that other county close their gap, that's why I think it's important that we continue to communicate with each other through peer networks and standards groups. I'll look out 5 to 10 years. I think open data in the next few years will continue to be a very labor-intensive effort of liberating data off of paper and PDFs, data that's interesting, but in many cases somewhat static. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to start seeing a lot more very fluid machine-to-machine government open data, where we're pulling off of sensors, where we're pulling off of meters, where we're pulling off of many different sources in near to real time and actually using it for service delivery. Just in the same way that we now use open weather data to deliver service in real time to people. I think all of the other different public sector components that could be impacted by open data will start to be transformed by the fact that we can now provide that data in real time, make decisions based on it, and deliver a service without any kind of human manual function in between. One of my areas of interest for the Things Institute and all of our Internet of Things programs, but as well as the way we use data internally, is the criminal justice system, our corrections facilities. they are largely underserved by new technologies and data, data in the liquid or digital sense, that is. And there are areas that could provide tremendous societal benefits with innovation, with transformation. And there are also areas that we spend a tremendous amount of money on. The criminal justice system, including corrections, including rehabilitation, including prevention programs, including community policing, that's a significant investment for a county. And anything that we can do, not just to make that more efficient, but more effective, I think would be transformative for any local government.